speakers, Dr. Prashant Argade and Dr. Satish Polsitiwar. My friends, there is a really good response from all of you from across the country to this faculty development program. And it shows your enthusiasm to learn many more regarding the artificial intelligence in our curriculum. We are really fortunate enough to have these two eminent speakers. Yesterday, we had the session with Dr. Satish. Today, we are going to listen Dr. Prashant Argade. Dr. Prashant Argade will deal with the topics of COs, POs, PEOs, mapping, and more than that, OBE, I am telling. So today, we are going to deal with the next generation teaching with Dr. Argade. Friends, I would like to tell you here, okay, this is a 2 days FDP, but our distinguished speakers and myself, we thought to have, and also there were demands or requests from faculty members across the country that a comprehensive, meaning 5 days at least, meaning 10 hours to 11 hours program you have to design to complete all these things. And we are planning to have this probably in the next month, that is July 2nd week or so. Right, Dr. Satish? Is it
yes,
okay?
sir. Yes, sir. Correct.
Oh, yes. So with this, I stop here and I wish you all the best and a happy learning in this faculty development program. One more appeal to all of you. Yesterday, I have introduced about the BS Council of Education and Research. We appeal all of you, if you have interest to mentor some of the students, needy students, you please write to BSCR. We will impanel you and you will be allotted 1 or 2 students, and that is nothing but service to society. With this, once again, I thank you for your good response to this FDB and request Dr. Prashant to take the charge. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks, all the organizing team. Now, I want the participants to start the chatting now. I request Navnath Sate sir, kindly mute yourself because in between there is some echo from your side. Navnath Sate sir, please do it. Okay, all dear participants, means all respected faculty members, just send message yes to the chat box if you able to view the screen and able to hear the audio. So for just confirmation, I require from chat box, each and everyone has to send the message in chat box. Be fast. Thank you, Madhvi, ma'am, Nilam Pawar, ma'am, Gauri, ma'am, Hitas, Gayatri, ma'am, Shaheen Pathan, ma'am, Gule, Satish Polsitiwar, sir, Yogesh, Trupti Deshpande. Oh, that's good. Means you need to be very attentive. Nilesh, sir, Dr. Sushma, Deepak, Das, that's good. Pooja, ma'am, Abdul Chaudhary, sir. That's good. Good to see you, Chaudhary, sir. Okay. Navnath Sate, sir. Polsitiwar, sir, just mute the Navnath Sate, sir.
Yes, I'll do it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll mute all the participants, not issue.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Navnath, sir. Navnath, sir, also send the message. But still, there is okay. It's now.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Now,
That's
okay.
good.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Chalo. So, my dear respected members, I welcome you on this today FDP for the preparing of the pharmacy faculty for the revised PCI B.Pharm curriculum. So, I really thankful to the honorable respected Kuchekar sir giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts with all the respected faculty members across the Maharashtra, and some of the members are also joined from the outside of Maharashtra also. So, my dear friends, we got the documents from the PCI, that is the new syllabus, you can say. And now we are going to start or implement it from this academic year. That is, it will be implemented for the first year B Pharmacy from 26 to 27 academic year. So, my dear friends, we have to implement the syllabus in a such a way that we will be able to inculcate all the required knowledge, skills, attitude, which are required to make them future ready pharmacists, we can say. Whenever we have the placement drive in our institutes, that time we came to know that our students are unable to give the answers of very simple questions. They are unable to exhibit some important pharmaceutical skills which are required in the industry. It means that there is something is lacking in our day-to-day teaching and learning process. So PCI has taken lots of efforts to convert the conventional syllabus into the outcome-based curriculum, you can say, or the curriculum which are aligned with the National Education Policy 2020. So my dear friend, implementation is a just journey from the document to performance. Means students should be able to perform all the skills, all the knowledges, what they are going to acquire during the 4 years of the course. Means the first role of PCI has taken place. That is, they have published the syllabus content and all other things, the guidelines and all other things. Now, my dear friends, it's your duty now. You have to design your teaching and learning process in outcome-based education framework. Why it requires? Because we need to create the graduates who are the future ready pharmacists, who are ready to face any kind of challenges in our pharmaceutical field. So that's why we need to think each and every activity is going to conducted in our institute. It should be a OBE aligned, that is outcome based educations. Then once you are done with your OBE design, then think about how could I plan the teaching and learning process, and how could I execute that particular plan in my regular teaching and learning process. Then your assessment should be totally focused on the OBE alignment. So not only the teaching and learning process, but your assessment process should be aligned with the OBE design. Then only the students will become a competent, I can say, the competent pharmacist who have the ability to face any kind of challenge in pharmaceutical industry or research or any other fields in the pharmacy professions. So my dear friends, if you follow this simple pathway, definitely your students will be a competent pharmacist, rather than they will not come out from your institutes with just the mark sheet, or you can say the certificates. Just I am B.Pharm holder, but unable to define the basic requirements of the HPLC, unable to define what are the what is the pH of the blood, why the buffer is required. If they are not unable to give the answers of such questions, they are not able to get the jobs. And here we need to implement, or we need to take the syllabus into the OB level so that students will be able to perform at actual when they have completed their graduations. So why this FDP? I am really thankful to the BS Council of Education and Research for organizing this kind of activity. Because my dear friends, the FDP is always required. The refresher program is always required because it will use readiness to yourself.
It's request to all participants. Can you just mute yourself? Okay, I'll mute all, please.
Sir, you don't allow them to mute and unmute.
Yeah.
You can do the same.
So I'll just I'll mute all. Okay, sir. You can continue. Now continue, sir. I have mute all the participants.
Okay, thank you. And just just check the setting. They should not able to unmute themselves. We will have the chat box. We will use that particular features. Okay. So,
Sure, sir.
my dear faculty members, sorry for the inconvenience. So we were talking about why this kind of the FDP program is required, because it will refresh the content. It will refresh what are the basic changes has been taken place in the syllabus and how we are going to implement it. So it will directly turns into the student success. So for that purpose, we have now the curriculum document with us. So we have to design, or we have to think how we are going to implement the outcome-based educations in our day-to-day life or in our teaching and learning process. Then you have to align the COs, that is course outcome, with the program outcome, that is alignment. Then you have to use the active learning strategies, not passive learning, just not a traditional teaching methods. We need to change now. Always think about yourself, how I am going to improve my teaching effectiveness by incorporating the innovative teaching methodology or active learning strategies. Then have plan for the internal assessment and design a proper question paper. It will lead to confidence teaching. It will lead the assessment align with all the COs, all the POs. Ultimately, it will responsible or the creation of competent pharmacists, I can say. And ultimately, it will improve the learning quality. Respected faculty members, today I am not going to take too much of the hands-on on the AI tool, but basically I am going to take somewhat the theoretical backgrounds. What is required for the implementations of the new curriculum, and what are the different components we can utilize it for the active learning strategies. And then we will have one curriculum implementation roadmap. I will show you how to do that, and you have to do the practice. So you people, or some of you people, think like that. Oh, sir, I know how to cover the topics. Sir, I know how to deliver the lectures. And within the lectures, I am going to complete my syllabus. But my dear friends, in just going into the classroom, taking the lectures and covering the contents or covering of the topics is just not a syllabus completion. By providing the lecture notes, by following the timetables, it doesn't mean the syllabus is completed. Syllabus is completed, but it is really implemented, there is again question mark. So my dear friend, the effective implementations is only measured by the student performance, not by the syllabus coverage. So students should be able to perform at the graduation level. They should be able to get the proper job. They should be able to excel their careers with the knowledge, with the skills, what they have learned in your institutes. Then only we can say that, yes, we have implemented the PCI syllabus very effectively. And this is what in these lectures you are going to aware about how to implement any kind of syllabus with the help of the outcome-based education principle. My dear friends, I am really happy to share with you that we at the diploma level, that is Department of Pharmacy, Government Polytechnic, Jalgaon, we practice OB since 2017-18, and we got the 6-year accreditation, that is NBA accreditations in 2024. Because of only we get the 6-year accreditations, and we are the first in India who got the 6-year accreditation in very first attempt. Most of the institute get the 6-year accreditation, but in second attempt, not in first attempt. So why this possible? Because of only the practicing of the outcome-based education in each and every activity. And that can be possible. And students are now performing well. How you are going to measure the success of institutes? My dear friends, I feel very happy that each and every year, our 2 or 3 students are placed in NIPER for MS. Now, most of the students, when they have completed their M.Pharm in the NIPER, now they are going to join the PhD in NIPER in IIT Banaras in the university also. So those students have completed their diploma in my institutes. Now they are getting the good position. Most of the students are now getting the good position in the industry also. So this is what we expected when we are planning the OBE, that is outcome-based education. What it means actually means what can students actually do? Means by completion of syllabus, students are going to face the exam, they will write the answers and they will get the marks. But are they able to demonstrate the skills? The question is remains same. Means we need to think what can students actually do after the completion of graduation. So we need to transform the regular teaching and learning process into the skill-based, performance-based or outcome-based education system. So what is the primary requirement of OBE? Means OBE needs to ask what students can able to perform. It doesn't mean what students are able to read or recall. If you see the question paper of university also, some of the university are just drafting the question paper at recall level or understand and remember level. They don't go beyond the apply, evaluate, synthesis and create level. No, means we need to change now. There is need of change in the scenario in our university also, in our institute also. That's why OB is somewhat important. What actually the outcome-based education? My dear friend, outcome-based education is very simple definition I can say. Means whatever you want to implement in your institutes, always start with the outcome. That is very simple definition. You should have a clear outcome before to conduct any kind of activity, whether it is curricular, extracurricular or co-curricular, anything. It should have some outcome. Means just take an example. If you want to start the journey, you directly don't give the instruction to your driver to start the journey and go anywhere here and there. No, we have to first fix the destination. And then we have to start the journey according to planning. So in our teaching and learning process, always first select the outcome. Then to achieve the outcome, you have to align the teaching and learning process. Means suppose I want to travel from Jalgaon to Pune. So Pune is my outcome or my destinations. Then I have to plan my journey now. So either I can go by road, by the public transport or by my own car, or I will take the option of the railway. So that is the planning. So I am going to plan how I will reach up to my destination. Similarly, if you have the outcome of any kind of activity, for example, if I am teaching the pharmaceutical medicinal chemistry, so my students will be able to draw the structure of paracetamol. So at the end of my lecture, the students will be able to draw the structure of paracetamol. So I have to plan my lecture in a such a way that students will be able to draw the structure of paracetamol at the end of my lecture. So you have to align the teaching and learning process in line with the outcomes to achieve the outcome. So if I plan, I have to travel by the train to reach to the Pune. And if I reach the Pune by getting or catching the Vande Bharat Express, then I will have the assessment. Means whether my planning is perfect or not, whether I got the proper seats, whether the Vande Bharat runs on time. If I came by the road, how much time is required? I came by the Vande Bharat, how much time is required? How much time is saved? So I have to do the assessment, evaluations, whether my planning is proper or not. If it is not, there is always chance of the improvement. So similarly, you have to plan the assessment. So I have to give the homework or I have to ask the students in next class, just come forward and draw the structure of paracetamol. If students will be able to draw the structure of paracetamol in front of the class on my blackboard, it means that whatever I have fixed the outcome, based on the outcome, my teaching and learning process I have planned. And then students are able to draw the structure of paracetamol means whatever I have planned, it's perfect. There is no requirement of the improvement. If students are unable to draw the structure, then I need to improve the teaching and learning process. That is what the OBE, which is very simple. So I can given you only 3 steps. Actually, there are 4 steps. 4 steps is the improvement, but it is continuous process. So clear outcome. You have to align each and every activity with to achieve the outcomes, and you have to have the meaningful assessment technology. So that is what the outcome-based education. So my dear friends, you have seen that the first time PCI has given the graduate attributes. Before we use the graduate attributes defined by the Washington Accords, which has taken by the AICT through the NBA, regulatory body, or you can say the accreditation body. But first time our PCI, that is Pharmacy Council of India, has defined or has given the graduate attributes. We have to read it, what it actually means. If you are unable to get the meaning, yesterday only the Dr. Satish sir told you must have the some applications in our mobile. If you have the Gemini, Chat GPT, or the Microsoft Copilot, get that attributes into that particular app and ask him just explain the each and every attributes in Hindi or Marathi, whatever language you are preferred. Just read that explanations, what actually graduate attributes are there. Means throughout the first to final year, students needs to get the knowledge, skills, attitude in that particular competencies, whatever they have given. So throughout the 4 year, they must learn that thing. They must acquire that particular skills. Okay, that is called as graduate attributes. Then Pharmacy Council of India also given the program educational objectives. Program educational objectives means what? Very simple. We are going to discuss in the next slide also, but just here I will give the brief idea about the program educational objective. Means what students will be able to perform after the 3 or 5 years of graduation. If students are pass out in 2025 from your institutes, what will be able to do at 2018 or 2029 or 2030? If they are able to perform that particular things after the 3 to 5 years of graduation, then it is called as program educational objective. So you have to plan your teaching and learning process in such a way that we should achieve the PEOs. They will be able to exhibit their knowledge. They will be able to exhibit their skills wherever they are working in the future. They should be able to perform that particular task. Then next concept and most important, the OB component is the program outcome, that is the PO. Means what students will get the skills, knowledge at the end of graduation. If my students is pass out in 2026, when they have pass outs with the certificates or mark sheet, what skills he has, what kind of knowledge he possesses. So that is called as program outcomes. And PCI has given the 11 program outcomes, and they have now incorporated the modern tools such as AI and machine learning in the program outcome itself. And then the course outcome. Means each and every subjects. My dear friend, course is nothing but, it's not meaning like B.Pharm course, diploma course or M.Pharm course. No, sorry for that. In context to the NBA, in context to the NAC, in context to the OBE, the course is nothing but the subject. So what subjects having the outcomes? Means at the end of that particular subject, what kind of knowledge, what kind of skills will get by the students? What they are able to perform at the end of the course. So if semester 1 is complete, my pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry is complete, then what students will be able to perform? That is called as the course outcome. So my dear friends, course outcome is nothing but the subject. Okay, course outcome is nothing but the subject. Program outcome at the end of 4 years. PEOs means what? After 3 to 5 years of graduations, how they are able to perform their jobs, their skills, isn't it? And graduate attributes means throughout the B.Pharm course, throughout the duration of your B.Pharm program, what kind of skill sets they are going to acquire. And we have to plan the activity in such a way that they have to acquire that graduate attributes. So through the course, because we are not directly going to take a session on PEOs of our students. We are not directly going to take a session on PEOs, that is program outcomes, during our 4 years. What we are going to teach, what we are going to give them, that is the courses, that is subjects. Pharmaceutical analysis, pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmaceutics, pharmacognosy, pharmacology, and newer subjects, which Dr. Satish yesterday has given the awareness about the same thing. So that is the course. Through course, we are going to achieve the program outcomes. Through program outcomes, we are going to achieve the PEOs. And if everything is achieved, means we are able to inculcate the graduate attributes in our students. And these are the graduate attributes. And we have to plan the activity in such a way that means they must have the pharmacy knowledge. They will be able to perform the task in a teamwork, and all other skill sets are on your screen now. I think there is no need of the explanation of each and every attributes, because graduate attributes are the foundation of the competent pharmacist, I can say. If you are able to inculcate these skills, these attributes in our students, definitely they are future ready pharmacists. They are ready to face any kind of challenge in their future career. So they will have the professional identity. We will make them the workplace readiness. They are able to perform their job at their workplace. They will be able to perform the ethical and responsible practice, because when we talk about the pharmacy is one of the important healthcare, the discipline where we will be able to improve the healthcare status of the community. So always we have to perform the responsible and ethical practice, and it will help them to continuous growth. So my dear friends, we have to always think about how we are going to inculcate that particular skills. Already we have discussed about the program educational objectives. That is what graduates will achieve after the 3 to 5 years of graduations. That is called as the program educational objective. Okay, we have to make them enable. They will be able to have the professional growth. They will have the practical competencies. Wherever they are going to work, they will be able to face the challenges. Always the ethical practices, isn't it? And make them the lifelong learning. So this is what the program educational objective. Now, my dear friends, program outcomes. Program outcomes means what? The program outcomes is nothing but the what graduates can demonstrate at the time of graduation. I already told you. Whenever your students are out from your institutes after the completion of 4 years of B.Pharm program, okay, so what students will have at that particular stage? What skill set they have, what knowledge they have, that is called as program outcome. So at the end of my B.Pharm program, what students will have the knowledge? That is called as program outcomes. So at the entry level, we get the 12th pass students. And throughout the 8th semester, you can say the pharmacy education. Yes, we have the 8th semester, semester 1 to semester 8. So through 8th semester, through various courses given by Dr. Satish sir yesterday, through that courses, through that subjects, we will be able to transform the 12th pass out students into the pharmacist. Still, I have not called it as a competent pharmacist. Still, I have not called it as the future ready pharmacist. When we call it as competent pharmacist, or when we call it as the future ready pharmacist, when that particular pharmacist are able to exhibit these skills, that is the program outcomes. He should have the proper pharmacy knowledge. He should have the problem analysis ability, etc., etc., etc. All the PO 1 to PO 11 is listed on your screen now. So means we are not directly going to give the knowledge about the professional ethics and human values or environmental sustainability. We have the 8th semester. Throughout this semester, we have the variety of subject, that is variety of course. So through course, if I am teaching the pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry, so through my pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry, how could I able to exhibit that particular skills into my students? We need to think. That's why the COPO mapping is important. Before to plan the teaching and learning process, you have to always think first, that is the COPO mapping. That's what is required. Why? Because we are going to transform the 12 pass out students into the pharmacists. And that's why here the AI can help you, AI can assist you for the COPO mapping. I think most of you have already attended my one of the webinar, which I have conducted in the last year, in August 2025. That is the COPO mapping using the AI. Isn't it, Power sir? So you can use the AI chatbots or AI tools to, thank you. So that can be possible. But what is important is now you have the new subjects, you have the new course outcomes. Now you have to think how my subjects will able to inculcate these skills, whatever the skills you have seen on your screen. Whatever the skill sets on your screen, you have to inculcate that skills into your students through your subject. That is called as program outcome. Okay. So course outcome means what? It is just at the end of the course. At the end of the particular semester, we have completed our subject, that is course. So at the end of the course, what students can able to demonstrate, what kind of knowledge he possesses at the end of that particular course, that is subject. So it is a course level, you can say, or that is, it is a subject levels. So why it importance? If you plan your day-to-day activity in line with the course outcomes, that is teaching and learning activities, assessment methods, definitely the performance of students get improved. Me suppose today, if I am going to take a lecture of limit test, then I have to go with the lecture outcomes, or you can say the lesson outcomes. And it should be aligned with the course outcome. Means in course outcome, one course outcome is given for the limit test or impurity testing. That is CO1, CO2, or CO3. It might be anything. So, my dear friends, you have to set the outcomes of each and every activity in order to improve the performance. For example, suppose I want to take the lecture of limit test. Already the CO2 is related to the limit test. Now my lecture is going on, so I will frame the LO, that is learning outcomes or lecture outcome, you can say, for the limit test of chloride. So at the end of my lecture, the students will be able to explain the reaction and principle of limit test of chloride or for chloride. That is the one of the yellow. So I have to design the learning outcomes, or sorry, I have to design the teaching and learning activity in a such a way that students will be able to understand what is the basic principle behind the limit test for chloride. When the reagents are added into the Nessler cylinder, what actually happens? Okay, so I have to plan the teaching learning method. I have to plan the pedagogy, isn't it? Either I will take the demonstration, I will use with the help of simulations or any other animations tools. I will make them aware about how the color gate changes. So according to my LO, I have to plan the teaching and learning activity. So ultimately, if you are able to inculcate that particular LO in our students, the performance of students are going to improve. Their understanding levels is going to improve. Yes, definitely, it will happen. I have seen it in my regular teaching and learning process. Most of the students are able to do it. That can be possible. Okay. So why it important? Because if you create the LOs, that is the lecture outcome or learning outcome, it should be measurable. It should be observable, and it should be evidence-based. Means you can able to measure it. That's why we need to use the proper action verbs in Bloom's taxonomy. Already the Satish sir has given very nice infographics shared in our WhatsApp group. And you have to use that for drafting the LOs, that is learning outcomes. Sometimes we will use a very vague action verbs. For example, this is the very weak CO, I can say. Students will understand the pharmacokinetics. You know, even if you are using the Chat GPT or Gemini or Cloud AI or Microsoft Copilot, even they are using also the same kind of action verbs while framing the learning outcomes. But my dear friends, you have to give the proper prompt. Yesterday you have seen it. What is the importance of prompt? So always try to give the inputs to the your AI tool. Don't use the vague prompt, vague verbs. You have to use action verbs, which can be measurable. We are not going to measure the actual understanding level of students, how much she or she has understood the concept about the pharmacokinetics. Instead of that, you have to convert the weak CO into the improved CO or OBE aligned CO. Just take an example in front of on your screen. So instead of using the understand, if you use the explain, students will be able to explain the basic principle of pharmacokinetics. So explain is the action verb which can be measurable. If students have ability to explain the principle of pharmacokinetics, it can be measured. It can be achievable. It can be realistic. If students are able to explain, means it is realistic. It can happen. If students are able to calculate the drug clearance, if they are showing the answers, means they are performing well within a specific time. So your any outcomes, course outcome are also a smart. It is called as smart. It should be a smart. What is meant by smart? Your course outcome should be smart. Yes means it should be very specific. It should be very specific. M means it should be measurable. A means it should be achievable. R means it should be realistic. And T means it should be achieved within the time frame, time bound. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and smart. My dear friends, you may think that, sir, today we are joined for the AI ML and what's going on. Already the PCI has given the COs. Why we, the discuss about the transformation of CO, move from the understand to higher order thinking, why it's required? My dear friends, whenever you will face the NAC accreditations evaluation team, or you can say the visit of NBA, NAC, or QCI, even in your academic monitoring or the LIC like that, PCI has drafted the COs by keeping the all institutes in India, isn't it? They don't know what infrastructural facility you have, what skill set of your faculty you have. Means according to your institute requirements, according to your input quality of students, according to the competency level of your faculty member, you have to transform the COs. Because many places I visited for the NBA mock or the NAC guidance, that time I came to know that many NAC peer review teams or the NBA evaluator asked, why you have used the CO frame by the regulatory body? Why you are not frame your own COs? And that time, the most of the faculty members, most of the institutes are unable to give the proper justification. So step number one in today's, I'm going to share the roadmap later on, but in that, the first and most important thing is you have to refine the COs given by the PCI. Okay, you have to refine the COs given by the PCI. That is step number one. So how? Simple. Don't use the weak COs because it is low order cognitive level. Always try to go beyond the apply or analyze level. It should be measurable. That is already I told you that it should be a smarter one. It should be a smarter one. Okay. Okay. That's good. So you have to transform the weak CO into the proper CO, higher order thinking. It will use you the deeper learning. It will make you the accreditation ready also. So forget about NBA. Suppose you don't want to go for the NBA, but you want to for the NAC also, because nowadays, if you are talking about the NEP 2020, the most of the institutes in coming 5 to 6 years are want to be the autonomous status. So they have to take it from the UGC, University Grant Commission. So they must have the NAC accreditations. For the NAC also, you must have the proper practices, good practices in your institutes. So why not you practices the OBE since from the first year, and it is a very, you can say, at a proper stage, the BS Council of Education and Research has organized this kind of activity. So at the beginning of first year, why you are not to started to inculcate or implement the OB for each and every subjects from the first year? Next year, you have to implement for the second year, like one. So you will gradually become the accreditation ready, and at one day you will have the autonomous status, or sometimes you must have to collaborate with the other institutes to form a cluster university also. So during that scenario, you should have the ability to draft the good quality of policy for your institute, for your university. So that what the knowledge is important. So CO transformation is very important. Once you have defined the clear COs, okay, means you have transformed the clear COs now. You have transformed the clear COs. What students can do at the end of the course, that is definition of clear CO. Now next step is you have to align the teaching learning process so that you will be achieve that particular CO. So second step is what? You have to plan your teaching learning process. How? It should be aligned with the CO, means through that teaching and learning process, your students will able to achieve that CO. Once you have followed the teaching and learning process to achieving that particular CO, then you must have the proper assessment technology, that is the examinations. So CO should be aligned with teaching and your assessment techniques, that is the examination. So alignment turns outcomes into meaningful learning evidence. That can be possible. So my dear friends, CO, then teaching, and then have the assessment. Okay, now next and most important part is the CO-PO mapping. So I have created a good, the infographics through which, or you can say the slides, through which you will be able to know the actual meaning of CO-PO map. Already we know that we are performing it. I am just here to give the revision, or you can say the refreshment of your knowledge. Why the CO-PO mapping is required before to plan the teaching and learning process? Because it maps or it bridges the course outcome to program outcomes. Because COs and POs at the extremities. POs at the end of the B.Pharm course. COs is the as at the end of semester. COs are at the end of semester. What students will have at the end of semester, that is CO. What students can able to possess or how to able to demonstrate something knowledge skills at the end of the B.Pharm program. So we need a bridge through which our students will get the things. Already I have discussed you that CO is at a course level. So at the end of semester, students will able to get the things, isn't it? PO are at the graduate level competencies. At the end of the graduations, they must possess that particular skills. Means we are not going to directly inculcate the POs within our students. We are taking or we are teaching the content of the syllabus for that particular course. And through course, the POs are going to be inculcated. So COs will connect to the PO. It totally depends upon what is taught for achieving the program outcomes. Suppose I am going to take a practical on limit test of the chloride, what students will have the knowledge about the PO1, about the PO2, that is problem analysis. If the active pharmaceutical ingredients have the more amount of impurities, what that particular pharmacist has to do or what decision has to taken. So you must have the problem analysis ability in the pharmaceutical industries. So through the practical of limit test of the chloride, I need to connect what graduates will achieve at the end of the graduations. So if I will be able to inculcate that problem solving activity throughout the performing the experiment in the first year, first semester of limit test. So gradually we have to correlate we have to find out the correlation of that CO with that particular PO. So that's why the CO-PO mapping is important before to start the teaching plan or before to start the actual teaching. So step number 1, refinement of CO. You have to transform your CO into the good action verbs with the Bloom's taxonomy. Once your step number 1 is completed, go with the second and most important step is CO-PO mapping. So it will connect, it will correlate what is taught with what graduates will achieve. Are you getting my point? So CO and PO turns into the proper impact. Okay, that's good. SKM Abdul sir, how do we conduct the competency mapping of our faculties? Faculties का competency mapping करने का कोई ये नहीं सर, क्योंकि हम faculty का जब इंटरव्यू लेके उनको appoint किया है, so they are having the proper competency. So rather focus on the competency of students. Just focus on how we can able to inculcate these competencies into our students. So if the some of the faculty members are lacking of some skills, you can say the communication or presentations, you need to depute them for the different FDP programs organized by different organizations. So they are going to know their that particular skill, they are going to learn that particular things. So you have to take the SWOT analysis of self-SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats of individual faculty members. Then you are come to know about their, where they are having the strong point, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and then we need to depute them. We need to give the opportunity to them to overcome that particular threats, isn't it, or weaknesses. Then it can be possible. Okay, only 12 responses has been received in the chat box, and we have more than, I can see, the 119 peoples are present in our sessions. So thank you very much. So that is what the CO-PO mapping. Now see here. Okay, Saroja ma'am, how to understand the students' progress based on CO-PO mapping? Madam, CO-PO mapping, it doesn't to understand the student progress. But if you map, if you correlate a proper CO with proper PO, and if you implement the things properly in teaching and learning process, definitely it will improve your, the understanding level of students during the, when we, taken the examinations or performing the attainment calculation. Then we came to know that the student progress regarding of that particular PO. So for that purpose, we required the attainment calculations part. So then we can say that yes, students will possess that particular program outcomes or not. Okay. So, okay, Amit sir, no issue. Some might have not updated their applications, or some might they have joined through the internet exposure. Okay, that is browser. So because of that, they might be not having the voting port. No issue. Thank you very much for your update. That's good question, ma'am. We are coming to Pooja, ma'am. We are going to discuss about this, how to give the score 3-1 for CO-PO mapping by the justification statement. Okay. By designing the performance indicator, can you demonstrate the same? Now, ma'am, for that purpose, we require at least 30 to 45 minutes. So we will have the similar kind of sessions later on. But when we talk about the performance indicators, we have to first understand the exact performance indicator for each and every POs. Means for pharmacy knowledge, what are the different performance indicators or the key terms mentioned in the definition of pharmacy knowledge? We need to extract first. We need to decide which kind of performance indicators given in the that particular things. If you are unable to do it, don't worry, don't bother about it. AI is with us. AI is assistant for us. we have taken the assistance of AI for our improving the teaching learning process. You can give all the definitions of program outcomes to the AI model. First, ask him to translate in a very simple language. Read it, try to get the exact meaning of program outcomes. Okay. Then now next step is, Pooja ma'am, you have to ask now design the performance indicator of each POs. Once you get the performance indicator from AI tool, read it, validate it, make changes as far as your knowledge is concerned, and finalize the performance indicator. Now, suppose the performance indicator for pharmacy knowledge means students will be able to explain the any kind of terms in the pharmacy field. That is one of the performance indicator in the pharmacy knowledge. Students having the ability to explanation of any kind of pharmacy term. And now my CO is what? Identify the sources and type of errors in pharmaceutical analysis and impurity in the products. Means students needs to identify the sources of impurity or sources of errors in pharmaceutical analysis. If students are able to define any kind of impurities, identify the sources of impurity, means he possesses the pharmacy knowledge. Now here is the correlation, is maximum correlation we can say. Means the errors, sources or impurities, these are the important pharmaceutical terminology. And students will have ability to explain it, ability to identify it, means he possesses the good pharmacy knowledge. Means here is the correlation. Here is we can able to establish the maximum correlations of this particular CO with the pharmacy knowledge. Then we have to put the 3, that is maximum correlations. And if the performance indicator is more than 50%, 60% or 70%, you can put the 3. Now you have to define this, that performance indicator levels. If that particular CO we go beyond the 60%, put 3, 40 to 60%, put 2, below the 40%, put 1, or below somewhat like that, you have to prepare one different performance indicator levels. And depending on that, you will be able to map the CO with PO. Now, there is one of the method that you have mentioned in the chat box, that is performance indicators. Another method is what? Very simple method that you have to just think. Means first you have to know all the meanings of all the POs, what kind of skills is required for that particular PO. Then read that particular CO, and then you have to correlate. Then you have to correlate each CO with each PO. Means at a time, while performing the CO-PO mapping manually, at a time, you must have one CO and one PO. Don't directly try to map all the POs at a time. Okay, just I will explain you. If my students have ability to identify the sources of impurities or types of error, if they are able to identify, means if the errors occurs, if the impurity presents, they will have the ability to solve the problem, that is problem analysis. But somewhat at the moderate level, you can say, not at highest level, but at moderate level. So that particular CO correlates with the problem analysis at moderate level. So I will put 2 now for the moderate level. So you have to think like that. Means you have to first understood the meaning of course outcomes, understanding the meaning of program outcomes for each and every program outcomes. What are the key performance indicators? What are the key skills required in that particular PO? Then you have to try to correlate. Then you have to establish the correlation between this CO with the PO. Then you will be able to establish the CO-PO matrices. And nowadays, it is very, I will try, Gayatri ma'am, but I don't think so. The time permits me to go up to the course attainment and levels. I will try up to my best. Okay. So this is what the CO-PO mapping. So CO-PO mapping shows how the course level learning, means when students are studying the pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry, okay, contributes to the graduate level competency. Just I have discussed earlier that if my students are studying in the first semester with the pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry, you can say, so through my subjects, how students are going to get that particular skill sets. So at the end of first semester, they are getting something. At the end of second semester, they are getting something. Likewise, at the end of eighth semester, all the skill sets will get properly into their personality. Then we call it as the competent pharmacist. So through course, we are going to inculcate this program outcomes. Are you getting my point? Through course, through subjects. That's why COPO mapping is very much important. So for the mapping, evidence is somewhat important. So you must know the whole content of syllabus. What kind of activity I need to perform, or what teaching pedagogy I have used in my institutes, what assessment techniques I used my institutes. Based on that, you have to map your CO with the POs. Otherwise, Chat GPT or any other AI tools will give the CO mapping table within a second. But really, if they put the 3 in somewhere else, and if you are not conducting any kind of activity for that particular COs and for that particular PO, there is no meaning of putting up 3 of that particular COs and POs. Means if you correlate one of the CO with the lifelong learning 3, and if you are not giving the opportunity to students to solve the problem about the how to minimize the sources of impurity, how to minimize the errors, if you are not conducted any kind of activity to minimize the errors, there is nothing meaning to put the 3, because your teaching and learning process, your pedagogy, your assessment technology in your institute does not allow the 3 levels. That's why, my dear friends, don't copy the COPO mapping from other institute to your institutes, because activities and assessment methodology in your institute is somewhat different. No doubt you can take a help of AI, but you have to again use your human touch to the final output. That is, human plus AI output give the excellent result. Without human touch, without human verifications, yesterday Dr. Satish sir told you 10, 80, 10. Last 10 is for the verification, validation. You have to validate each and every things from the AI output. Then only the mapping can be possible. So you have to properly align CO with POs. It should be verifiable, means it should be have the justification statement, and it should be measurable. Means if you put the 2, it should be measurable at the 2 level. Means my teaching and learning process, my assessment methods will have the alignment with that particular things. Okay, and this is how you have to use the mapping factors. If your CO is strongly contributes, strongly correlates with that particular PO, as I explained in the case of PO1, that is at level 3. Okay, if the students are not getting that particular skill sets through that COs, then it will at moderate level. Clear but partial contribution, partial correlation you can say, or subsequent you can say. If there is very limited contributions, if there is no, very low correlations of that CO with PO, means after the getting the knowledge of the identify the sources of the impurity and the errors in the pharmaceuticals, I will not able to have the proper knowledge of the sustainability environment and sustainability or pharmaceutical ethics. Okay. So there is somewhat limited contributions, you can say. Then it is a 1 number. If after the getting the CO, that is identification of sources and of the impurities and error in pharmaceutical analysis, my students will not able to go up to the PO number 4. That is the digital tools and AI tools, isn't it? So that cannot possible. So there is no link. Means that CO and that PO doesn't have any correlation. There is no any contributions. They are totally opposite ones. Means by knowing the added sources of impurities and the sources types of errors, we are not going to learn about the digital tools. We are not going to learn about the modern tools or AI. Means PO4 is totally not mapped with my COs. That is no link, no meaningful contributions. So my dear friends, you should map each CO with PO with very proper consistency, with proper justification. You should be able to justify it. If you are not able to justify it, there is no meaning of that particular CO-PO map. So what to avoid during the CO-PO mapping? If there is no evidence of the CO-PO mapping, don't do it. If your justification is weak, it means there is somewhat concept clarity is not properly in your faculty members. That is the competency level of faculty, isn't it? If my HOD asks, my principal asks, you have to submit COPO mapping by evening. I will take COPO mapping and I will put randomly 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, like that. So it will diluted the meanings. So don't map like this. For mapping, you have to sit together of your subject domain experts, have the brainstorming, have the proper discussion, and then final 3, 2, 1, or dash. Like this. Yes, perfect. COPO are linked like a cause and effect. Yes. Perfectly, Abdul sir. Thank you very much. So good mapping is a selective one. It should be evidence-based and it should be justifiable. Okay. So always give the justification. And nowadays, my dear friends, AI is with us. AI can give a justification statement. You have to just add your, the domain specific knowledge, that justification statements, you can use it after the editing. Okay. So proper editing is required. That is last 10% parts as Dr. Satish sir told yesterday. Okay. So what is difference between the attainment and mapping? Already you know that mapping means we have to just check the contributions. We have to just check the contributions of that particular CO for that particular PO. It will show the strength of connection with the POs. So it is at the design stage or you can say the planning stage. So based on the COPO mapping, based on the curriculum gap you find during the COPO mapping, just now I told you, if my CO identification of sources of impurity and types of errors doesn't have the correlation with the modern tool of the or the uses of AI or digital tool, that is PO4. Here I found the gap in my pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry curriculum, or you can say the syllabus. That syllabus, that curriculum does not have the correlation with the PO4. That is one of the method of finding of gaps. And my dear friends, the gap identification is very important for this new syllabus. How? I am going to explain in the after 10 or 15 number slides. Okay, don't bother about it. I have the plan for that. But identification gap is very important. You have to identify the gaps by 3 different methods. I'm going to explain it later also. But first method is the COPO mapping. First method is COPO mapping. What is attainment? Attainment can be taken done at the evaluation stage. Means after the end of your teaching and learning process. But COPO mapping is taken place before the teaching and learning process. That's why it is called as designing or the planning stage. But attainment at the evaluations or the implementation stage. So what actually students achieve after the learning, you have to measure. I have fixed the learning outcomes. Whether my students are able to draw the structure of paracetamol EPS, then I have achieved it. Then I have attained it. So it should be evidence based, or it should have the data for the actual attainment calculations. So proper mapping, the justifiable mapping is set the direction for the attainment calculations, and it definitely give the proper results. Means you will be able to attain that particular COs. That can be possible. There are lots of methods. So we have to follow this cycle. Means we have to set the target, that is course outcome, perform the evaluation, that is assessment. We will get data. From data, we came to know that there is a gap. Then we need to take the actions, that is action taken reports. And then again, the cycle go on. That is the continuous phase. So attainment turns performance data into improvement actions. So it is a continuous cycles. Are you getting my points? Okay. So there are direct and indirect attainment methods. Already you are aware about that. So from the internal examinations, we are going to calculate the CO attainment. On the basis of university examinations, we are going to calculate the direct attainment of the COs. And from the course exit survey, we should have the indirect attainment methods. So stronger attainment decision is taken place with the direct and indirect evidence. Okay. So measurement is based on the achievements, that is direct, and measurement based on the learner's perception, whether they are actually able to exhibit that particular knowledge or not, based on their survey, based on their feedback, we are going to calculate. So we have to calculate directly and indirectly. And at the end, when we get the calculation like this in front of you, we have set the target up to the 80%. But we are not able to get the performance up to the 80%. Now here is the gap. Another method is the gap identification is like this. First, I have told you that COPO mapping. In COPO mapping, if you put the dash somewhere else, that is the, you can say, the gap of that particular subjects for the achievement of the POs. Are you getting my point? So that is one of the method to identify the gap. Now, second method, if you are unable to attain the target level in the program outcomes, that is called as gap. These are the gaps. You can see I have rightly pointed out in a slides. I have taken care while designing the slides. Okay. Do you like my slides? Yes or no? Put yes or no. Just I have to take a 30-second break. Up to that, you have to just put yes or no. Do you like the slides? Yes or no? Are they relevant? Okay, I can see there are 30 to 40 people already sent their messages. That's good. I could not able to take the names also. They're so fast. Okay. Thank you, Satish sir. I need to take your, alertness. I need to check your alertness. So in between time, I have get a time to drink water. So thank you very much. So by these two way, we will be able to find out the gaps in our curriculum. What is meant by the gap? Means our curriculum does not exhibit some of the content, but students will have to achieve the program outcomes. Means my student should be able to handle the AI tool. My student should be able to handle the digital tool. But after the studying of CO1 in my pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry, they are not going to get the things. So there is a gap. That is the one method, COPO mapping. Second method, you have to set the target. Okay. You have to practice the teaching and learning process. You have to calculate the attainment, and during the attainment or during the actual performance, you came to know that some of the domains, some of the COs, some of the POs are not achieved up to the target level. So here is the gap is finding out. Already you have set the targets. Okay. Already you have set the targets. Thank you, Satish sir. You have measured it. Now gap is identified. My dear friends, you may think that why Argade sir has totally focused on OB, PO mapping, or the gap. My dear friends, we are here for the FDP of effective implementation of curriculum prescribed by the PCI. Now, whatever we have learned up to this slide number 25, it will help you actual planning of your teaching and learning process. Okay, how? I'm going to explain in the next slide. So already I have discussed the types of gap. It is one of the type is the curriculum gap. That is your course outcome does not map with that particular POs. That is outcome not sufficiently correlate with that particular curriculum. So what is planned? Already we found the gap over there. Second, content is available. Content is available, but our teaching strategy is weak. How we start? I mean, suppose Python is there in my syllabus, but I could not able to deliver the Python effectively. Means your PO4 is weak now here. Means content is there. The content have the correlation with the POs, but my teaching strategy, my teaching and learning practices in my institutes does not offer that particular level. So automatically it is called as delivery gap. So we are unable to deliver the content properly. Are you getting my point? Means content is available, Your CO is mapped with PO, but your teaching and learning process is weak. Then there is a gap. And this is very difficult to find out this gap. How? Means if you are unable to achieve the target, it means that there is some problem in our teaching and learning process. We have to accept it very, on positive notes. There is some problem in my teaching and learning process. There is some problem in my delivery styles. I could not able to deliver the content properly in my classroom. That's why students are unable to get the things. They are not able to write down the answers in the examinations, or they are not able to perform the practical in laboratory. So that can be possible. So that is second type of gap identification. And third type is the attainment gap, we can call. So I have defined the types of gap in three ways: curriculum gap, delivery gap, and attainment gap. Whatever gap you have find out, you have to take the gap fulfillment activity, and it will help you to build your criteria number 2, content beyond the syllabus, guest lectures, other curricular activities for fulfillment of the gaps. Automatically your criteria number 2 are get established if you perform this kind of activity. And it will give positive impact in criteria number 7, that is CQI, continuous quality improvement, I can say. And I'm very good fan of CQI. I'm always try to improve myself continuously. So continuous quality improvement. So you have to find out the gaps. So correct diagnosis leads to right improvement actions, just like our disease. If our doctors are able to have the proper diagnosis of our disease, then only he will be able to give the proper treatment and we will be free from that particular disease within a few days. If doctor has not properly diagnosed, if physician is unable to diagnose that particular symptoms or the diseases, then we have to take 5 days, 10 days, 15 days medicines. Then only we will be able to get relief from that particular disease. If improper diagnosis is taken place. If correct diagnosis, within the 3 day or 4 day, we get the relief. Yes, power sir. Thambla to sampla. So improvement is very nice. That's why we keep PCI keep the PO number 11 is lifelong learning. So we are at a learning stage. At every moment, we are the learners. First, we are the learners, then we are the teachers, isn't it? So we have to learn something new and new. That's why improvement is required. Oh my God, I could not able to achieve the targets. Means there is some gap. So it's my failure. My dear friends, if you are not able to achieve the target, it is not a failure. It gives a chance for the improvements. So gap will show where improvement is required, where improvement should taken, isn't it? Okay. So it will the evidence. If gap is found, you will find out the evidence. Means where the performance gap is identified from the evidence. Cause is explored. What actually goes wrong? You will going to understand what actually happens, why we are not able to achieve that particular POs. And then if you know the cause, if you can able to take the proper action, you can able to have the proper planning. That is action is plan. So improvement chance. So my dear friend, that's why we required the gaps. Okay. So my dear friends, here is the on the left hand side is your student current performance or your COs. On right hand side, that is target performance. So here is the gap. You can say curriculum and POs, but gap is there. How to bridge it? Bridge the gap, purposeful actions. So here is the most important word is on your screen. I have zoomed it. You can read it now. Active teaching and evidence-informed strategies. If you have gaps, you have to practice, you have to use the active learning strategies. To close the gap with proper intentions and evidence, you have to change your teaching and learning process. So you have to analyze the gap, you have to implement the target teaching strategies, you have to monitor the progress, and it will move the learners towards the target. So direct attainment can possible. So my dear friends, here AI can help you. How you have to use AI very wisely? You can ask the AI with very good prompt, isn't it? I have a gap in my curriculum at PO number 4 or PO number 3. Suggest me active learning strategies. Okay. You get a suggestions. Whatever you are comfortable, you can implement that active learning strategies in your uh, regular teaching and learning process or in your practicals also it can be possible. Okay. So here are the active learning strategies for PO2. That is critical thinking or problem analysis, you can say. Apply the knowledge to solve the problems. So case discussion group. You can give one case, you can assign to the students, you can take a help of AI also. You can take a help of AI, Chat GPT, Gemini or Cloud A or Microsoft Copilot. You can just ask, just give me the active learning strategies for the PO2. PO2 ka hai, you have to give the proper definitions to the Chat GPT or the AI model. So it will give you the proper plan. Then add your, teaching experience to have the proper planning of case discussion based on your case. And then design a rubrics, either for the 15 marks, 20 marks or 30 marks. And based on the rubrics, you have to give the marks. Then I will told you, I will give you the correlation, why the marks is required. Okay. Why we need to create the rubrics, that is criteria and sub-criteria. Based on the criteria and sub-criteria, you have to give the marks to the students. That is what we expected for the program outcome achievements. Okay. So again, active learning strategies for the PO3, that is pharmaceutical skills and practice. So during practical hours, we need to create a proper checklist, that is lab skill checklist, whether students are able to perform it or not. Generally, what we practice, we just go to the lab, explain the practicals, how to perform it. We have discussed the principle behind it, basic theory, give the proper procedure, and we have to perform our jobs, because we are the teacher and we have to perform lots of works. Sometimes we went to other work from outside of laboratory. Students will there perform their practicals, submit the apparatus and go into the classrooms. So we have not assessed them, we have not checked them. Most importantly, we have not observed them, what they have performed. That is what most important. So if you want to inculcate the PO3 properly within our students, you have to proper observer or observations on your students, whether they are performing practical well or not, whether they are performing the proper practice or not. And most importantly, you have to give the proper feedback to the students. Yes, you have not measured the proper value. Yes, you are not compounding well. Your label is not as per the marks. Your final value is not matched with the standards quality. So you have to always give the feedback, because feedback builds a professional skills. Open-ended feedback, you can say. So it is not possible for every practical, I know, because we also have to perform the lots of, the duties in our institutes. But at least one or two practical in a semester, you can follow the active learning strategies for one or two practical. It is possible for us. So observe, practice, check, give feedback, and give the proper input. So automatically your pharmaceutical skills and practice, that is PO3, will be going to inculcate in our students. PO4, you have to give the opportunity to students for the digital competencies. Isn't you have to ask the students to explore the different AI tools. You have to give the opportunity for exploring such a digital tools. With the guided practice means you have to give proper instructions. So automatically your PO4 is, gradually are going to be inculcated within our students. Likewise, communication skills, that is PO7. So for that purpose, we need to assign some, patient counseling, student counseling projects, or some presentations also. So they have to listen, they have to speak, they have to counsel, and they have to proper feedback. Always here, if you give the opportunity to students to present something, so automatically their communications and interpersonal skills are get improved. So likewise, you have to think. These are just a suggestive, the active learning strategies. Then PO9, PO10, that is the environment and sustainability. We should have the field visit to the sewage disposal systems, or you can may just ask a green pharmacy audit. When we are going to have the industrial visit or hospital visit or any kind of outside visit, always think about the environment and sustainability. You have to fix the expected outcomes during the visit. Ask them to check their disposal systems, how they have disposed of, how they have maintained the proper environment, how they are sustainable, isn't it? So assign some small projects to your students. So automatically the PO10, that is environment and sustainability, those are not addressed in our COs. Most of the COs are not addressed or not have the proper correlation with the PO10. That's why I have taken that particular POs. So give the proper projects, and through the projects, students are get the things properly. So give the opportunity for their reflections. Automatically, we are able to build the sustainability practice for our students. So that can be possible. So my dear friends, as I told you earlier that why I have discussed this much of that is I have discussed near about 33 slides, and then I have going to touch for the last 15 to 20 minutes, that is the PCI curriculum. In PCI curriculum, they have given the active credit systems or the choice-based credit system for the theory courses, for practical courses, for internships, for the projects. They have given the clear structure about the students' workload calendars. They have defined the proper workload for the teachers as well as for the students. Throughout the first semester to end semester, there is a proper track progress about the credits. And after achieving the credits, automatically we are going to achieve the outcomes. How? See, this is the one of the examples. I am not going to take too much on this because already these documents is available in PCI websites and already you are aware about the things. There are 3 types of courses now or 4 types of courses. So based on the credits of the courses, you have to conduct the internal assessment. You have to design the question paper of the end semester also based on the credit of the course. So my dear friends, if suppose I am teaching the pharmaceutical chemistry, okay, my course is of 3 credits. Means I have to conduct the internal assessment for 30 marks. External assessment or end semester assessment is 45 marks, total is 75 marks. Now, my dear friends, how to improve your gaps? How to fulfill your gaps? Here are the Pharmacy Council of India has given the opportunity to you to fulfill the gaps. How? I will explain. Means your criteria number 2 in NAC or NBA, or if you are following the QC also, it will also helpful for the Quality Council of India also. Means out of the 30 internal marks, you have to conduct the sectional examination for 15 marks only. That is 50% weightage of internal assessment marks for sectional exam. In 50%, 7.5 marks for the attendance and 7.5 marks for the academic activities. In academic activities, if you read it very properly, they have given opportunity to you. See here, academic activities. Average of any 3 means you have to conduct 3 activity. Minimum 3 activity. There is no maximum limit. For your subject, suppose I am teaching the pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry, I have to conduct as many as activity, but I have to consider the average of any 3. Now, what are the activities? Quiz, assignments, open book test, field work, that is field visit or industrial visit, group discussion, seminar, and ETC. Read very effectively ETC. I have intentionally changed the color of ETC, etc. Means the list which has given in the PCI document, syllabus document, it is not end. You can conduct any kind of academic activities for that subjects. My dear friends, as we have seen, there is COPO mapping. During the COPO mapping, during the delivery of the content or during the attainment calculations, we found the gap in our system or gap in our content, isn't it? So here is opportunity given by the PCI to you to fulfill the gaps. Means what? you have to assign the environment and sustainability activity or assignment for the students. Very good question, Power sir. Each activity marks. Sir, suppose they have given the out of weightage 7.5. Means either you can conduct for 15 marks or 30 marks or any kind of marks. Means each and every activity should be uniform. Just take example. Suppose I am going to conduct the assignment of 15 marks, open book test for 15 marks, and field work for the 15 marks. I will take an average of 3. That is assignment, open book test, and field visit. Okay. So I will take an average of 3 out of 15. Then I have to convert into out of 7.5. Just we did in a diploma course in pharmacy for the assignment and for the field visit. For the field visit, we have to give the marks out of 25. Then we have to convert it into out of 5 like this. So depending on the weightage, means finally you have to convert your average marks out of 7.5. So now AI will help you here, my dear friends. How you have to use AI effectively to improve your teaching and learning process. This is how. If you know the gap now, suppose my gap is what? Environment and sustainability. So I have to assign, I have to give the assignment to the students with the structured rubrics. That is what it should be included and how you are going to get the marks. Out of 15, directly, we cannot put the 12 or 13 marks. You have to divide 15 marks in 5 sub criterias. That is 3, 3, 3 for each. For each criteria again define when they are going to get the 3 marks, when 2, when 1, like that. You have to define it. If you are unable to define it, AI tools, there are so many AI tools which can generate the rubrics within a seconds. You can generate it. Once you get the output from ChatGPT about the activity, get that activity, refine it as far as your knowledge is concerned, and give the activity to the rubric generator. It will generate the rubrics. And then give the assignment and the rubrics to the students. And see the magic. If students know I will get the 3 marks out of 3, that is first criteria. If suppose you are given the selfie with the sewage disposal plant with the timestamp and the geotag will 3 marks. Timestamp is missing 2 marks. Geotag is missing, timestamp is not 1 mark. Photo is upset 0 marks, like this. So you have to define the criteria and sub criteria. So here, based on your gap, you have to plan the activities to fulfill the gap. And why it is important? Because you have the opportunity in your syllabus to conduct these academic activities. Okay, you can assign any kind of activity. Already you can, slide is Prakruti madam. I don't think so there is requirement of sharing of these slides because I have taken this slide or content of this slide from the PCI syllabus itself. It is already available. That table is available in the PCI syllabus document. Okay, or you can take a screenshot, no issue. Are you getting my point? That's why, my dear friends, if you can teach any kind of course, but always focus on academic activities. And to plan the academic activities, you must know the gap. Because if you know the gap, you can plan it very properly. So gap can be fulfilled, action taken activity can be fulfilled, automatically improvement is taken place in your students. So they are able to perform their jobs. They are able to exhibit their skills if you plan the academic activity properly. And here the AI can help you. Okay, are you getting my points? Now it's exactly the 8 and I am at slide number 36. My dear friends, still I have the 11 slides more and I have to give the demonstrations. If you are, not tired, if you're not feeling the hungry, are you able to, be with me for the next 15 to 20 minutes? Yes or no? Put yes or no in chat box. Because still 15 or 20 minutes is required more. Thank you, Pawar sir, Neelam Pawar ma'am. Okay, now the the speed of message is somewhat less. We have the 116 peoples now. Okay, so are you Are you feel bored? Are you feel tired? Now, if your answer is yes, then I feel that you are tired, isn't it? Are you feel tired or bored? No, sir. Thank you, Dr. Vinay. Okay, Mrs. Sheetal. Okay. So, my dear friends, we came to know that how we can use the AI for the planning of academic activities, and you have to explore it because you know to have the chat with the chat GPT or Gemini, it is not now big rocket science. Every day, in every hours we have the habits to have the discussion with this. So I think there is no need to give the demonstrations how to do that. But if time permits, I will show you. Later on, I can create one video and I will share with you also. No problem. So already the question paper pattern is given, and you are aware about why the question paper pattern is required to plan your teaching and learning process. If my subject is 3 credit course, so my long answer question is of 7 marks for sectional exam, isn't it? For annual exam, the long answer question is of 7.5 marks. So I have to plan my teaching and learning process that students will be able to give the answer of these long answer type of questions. Which type of questions I need to ask for the 7 marks? So you have to the lecture number 1. Yes, Vinay Kumar, a proper prompt is required. That's perfectly. So you must know how to, or what is the question paper pattern for my subjects. If I am teaching the any subjects having the 3 credit course, means my student has to give the answer of one question of 7 marks. If my course is of 7 credit, then student has to give the answers of 10 marks. That can be possible. Okay, so you must know the question paper pattern. You can take a help of chat GPT or AI tool to design the question paper also. Give that particular pattern to the chat GPT with your sectional examination contents. Immediately the question paper can be designed with the Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. And here the duration for the annual examination is given. Here duration for sectional examination is also given. That is 1 hour like this. So annual and sectional. So my dear friends, why I have taken the question paper pattern? Because you have to design a question paper or question. That question should be aligned with the COs. Remember, we have the COs for our subjects. We have to do the CO attainment calculation. For the calculation of CO attainment, your question should be tagged with the COs, means it should be aligned with the COs. Then only the measurement of attainment can be possible. And if you are able to do the calculation of attainment, then only you can able to take the better decisions for the improvement. So good assessment turns questions into evidence. Means what? What units you have covered for the sectional exam. So based on that unit, you have to design the question paper or question. Then based on the questions, you have to align with the CO. If it is no alignment of CO, that question is not suitable for your sectional examinations, or if you are setting the paper for a university, that question is not suitable for the, or not fit in your question paper. It should, or it must, not it should, it must be aligned with CO. Suppose my CO is what? Students will be able to draw the structure of pharmaceutical organic compounds. Means if you are not asking to draw the structure of paracetamol, it doesn't sense, it doesn't map with the COs, it doesn't align with the COs. So you have to design the questions in such a way that it should be aligned with the COs. All COs should be addressed. If you are, for the first sectional, there are 3 chapters which are aligned with the CO2, means all CO2 should be addressed. That is CO1 and CO2. If you are creating the question for annual examination or end semester examination, means all COs in syllabus or whatever CO you have refined, all COs should be addressed for each and every questions. So you have to use proper Bloom's taxonomy action verbs, proper Bloom's levels also. Already Dr. Satish sir shared the Bloom's taxonomy levels in our group. So it will give the clarity to the students. So now these type of documentation asked by the NAC peoples, NBA peoples, QCI people, just show me your question paper, whether it is mapped with the COs, whether it is mapped with the BTL level. isn't it? Whether it is at apply level, understand level, analyze level, or even level. So good question design turns assessment into the evidence. Automatically evidence can be generated. So here is the Bloom's level balance. So you have to use a balance of cognitive levels. Sorry to say that, my dear friends. In our pharmacy education system, that's why I have taken, firstly announced, sorry to say that, in our pharmacy education systems, we hardly going to achieve or ask the questions at apply level. If you see the examinations, question paper of annual or the semester end or the sectional examinations, we means including me also now, isn't it? We are stuck at the remember or the understand level. We don't go beyond the apply, analyze, or evaluate level. If you see the question paper of 7th or 8th standard of CBSE, every year or last questions, they have keep it for the HOTS. That is higher order thinking skills. They have given the scenario, means students has to evaluate the scenario. Then they have to analyze the situation. And then they have to apply the knowledge to solve the questions. Means at 3, 4, 5, all three levels are included in their HOTS. You know, my daughter, when I observe her question papers from the CBSE, I feel that at 7, 8, 9 standards, they have to solve such a type of questions. Not my diploma level or at my degree level, B.Pharm level. We never touch to the apply level. Means you have to think like that. Now here again, the chat GPT will help you. You can ask, I have to design the questions at analyze level on the limit test chapter. It will help you to design the proper questions. Check the Bloom's taxonomy level. Check the action verbs. You can change the wording, whatever the chat GPT is given. Use the very simple words and give it to in our question paper. We have the opportunity now because we have the 3 questions: objective type questions, short answer type questions, and long answer type questions. At least in a short answer type questions, you may ask one question based on analyze or evaluate level. So, my dear friends, it is very important to ask the questions or to set the questions using the multiple Bloom's level for the better understanding. And it will help to build the deeper learning. That's why, my dear friends, while designing the learning outcomes of lectures, while designing the learning outcomes from your chapters or units, you have to always think about the Bloom's level. If you at least one COs or one yellows of each chapter or each unit, if it is at analyze and evaluate level, definitely your teaching and learning process in such a way that you have to achieve that particular level. And then your question paper has that type of questions in your question paper. So automatically the deeper learning can happen. And you can use chat GPT now. So here is the roadmap I have given. Already I have discussed the roadmap now. So what is the roadmap? Very simple. PCI has given the step number 1. That is, they have given the courses to you. That is pharmaceutical, inorganic chemistry, Python, psychology, general pharmacy, etc., etc., etc. So read the course. Read the code. Which code they have given? What code Pune University or the Batu or the any other university is now going to assign? What are the hours? What are the credits? And how many units are there? Basically, most of our subjects having the 5 to 6 units, isn't it? Most of the subjects having the 5 units, isn't it? Then audit the COs. Now, second step number 2, you have to audit the CO. Means check the COs first. You have to refine the COs because there is some gap in COs. Means all COs are not properly, aligned with each and every chapters. Okay, PCI has done it very nice job. I have no any objection on the PCI. But as far as the NBA, as far as the NAC, or as far as my infrastructure, my teaching and learning styles, my pedagogy is concerned, I need to redesign the COs. That's why the redesigning CO is important. So you have to redesign the CO. After the redesigning the CO, with the newest CO now, you have to establish the CO-PO mapping with 3 to 1 or dash linking like that. Once you get the CO-PO mapping, you have to plan the learning activity in a such a way that your CO can be achieved and it is justifiable with your COPO mapping. Means what? Means you have to plan the teaching and learning activity. You have to select the pedagogy, or you have to select the teaching tool in a such a way that the CO can be achieved and your mapping level can be justifiable. Means if you are putting the 3, that is maximum correlation to the modern tool uses, AI, digital tools and modern tool uses. And if you are not taken the students into your sophisticated instrument lab, how it will be, justifiable? If you, throughout your teaching plan, you never visited the sophisticated instrumental lab during your this, or you have not giving the opportunity to students to use the AI, or you are not given the project based on the Python, how you have going to justify that 3 mapping you have given? Means whatever the mapping factor you have put in the COPO mapping table, so you have to plan your teaching and learning activity in such a way that, my dear friends, if you are not unable to do that, ask the chat GPT. My CO1 is like this, is aligned with my chapter number 1. The content of chapter 1 is this. I have put the 2 for the PO3, and PO3 you have to give the name of PO3, that is pharmaceutical skills and practices. Now suggest me the learning activity to ensure the mapping factor and to achieve the course outcomes. It will give you the suggestions. Take a suggestion, add your value, because human value is very important. Human touch is very important. Human verification is very important. Human validation is very important. Then refine it, and then you can plan the such an activity in your teaching and learning course. It will really help you. Yes, it will really help you. My dear friends, I know it is very difficult in our current scenario. We have to perform the multiple tasks in our institute. But now PCI has given the opportunity to us for this year. We have the first semester. Hardly you will get one subject for the first semester and another subject for the old syllabus. For old syllabus, you can follow your old methodology, but at least for new syllabus, you can adapt some changes. As already Pawar sir told you that we need to change for the improvement, change for betterment. You can apply the Kaizen technology also. That is Japanese technology, Kaizen, isn't it? Change for the betterment. I know the time is constraints. We have the lots of challenges in front of us. But my dear friends, don't forget about one challenge. And most important is to improve our teaching skills, to improve our teaching effectiveness. We need to focus on that challenge. If I am a teacher, then I have to improve myself. That's why you have to invest some time to plan the learning activities. And then based on the COPO mapping and the refined CO, you have to design the internal assessment, means quiz, assignment, seminar, case-based like this. That is, we require that 50% marks in internal assignment apart from sectional examination. So design according to that. Then design the good quality question paper, map with the COs and Bloom taxonomy level. Then have the calculation of attainment. Step number 7 is calculation of attainment. After calculation, you will be able to find out the gaps, or before the calculation, here also you will be able to get the gaps. You will be able to get the gaps here. So that gaps can be fulfilled designing the internal assessment, and this gap can be fulfilled. This gap can be fulfilled in the subsequent semester. In next semester, you have to plan it. So red gap marker on performance gap. That is attainment gap, you can say. Attainment gap you cannot fulfill in the current semester, but in next semester you will be able to. Suppose you will get an attainment gap in 2026-27, you have to improve it in 27-28 first semester, like this for your subjects. So fulfill the gap, and then you have to close the loop and continue it. You have to close the loop and continue. So it is a continuous process. isn't it? So assessment evidence drives continuous improvement. So that's why what we expected from each and every faculty member. So here I have given you the roadmap. You know, before to join these sessions, I have just think why I could not create a good quality of infographics, and it has to be shared with you. So just I have sent one, good image in WhatsApp groups. You can check it. The OBE curriculum implementation roadmap, I can say. Okay, so you have to just follow that roadmap. If you want to improve your teaching effectiveness, then only you have to follow that things. Okay, that's good. Okay, so for institutional roadmap, I can suggest plan it. For institutional roadmap, you have to plan it, prepare yourself, isn't it? Then implement whatever you have prepared, whatever you have planned, execute it. So that is deliver. You have to deliver it. Okay. So this FDP, it is one kind of readiness. After the FDP, you have to deliver it at your institutes when our first year admission is completed. So you have to implement it. Then check the impact, measure the impact of the implementation process. Okay, and then you will be able to get a chance to improve the things. So this is a very clear roadmap in front of you for your institutes. If you are HODs, if you are principals, then you have to prepare your faculties for the implementation of the new curriculum. Then during the sectional examination and end semester examination, you will measure the impact of the new curriculum by doing the various types of analysis. And then whatever you find out in the measurements, there is always chance of improvement. So my dear friends, again, CQI, that is continuous quality improvement. Don't forget about CQI. Always think for CQI. How could I will be able to, how could I able to do the continuous quality improvement in my subjects, whatever the activity you are planning. So that can be possible. Okay. So key takeaways from this session. This is very, the third last slide of this my session. Then we will have a 5-minute discussion on Chat GPT. So, my dear friends, always start with outcomes. As we talk about the OBE, once your outcome is defined properly, you have to align each and every activity conducted in your institutes with that particular outcomes. And then, whatever the data you are getting, you have to use that data for the improvement. So clear outcomes, align actions, and continuous improvement. So here is a one reflection questions for you. What one change will I make in my course? This question is for yourself and not for myself. So you have to reflect. What one change will I make in my course? So what kind of changes you are going to implement in your course? In your course means in your subjects now. I want some answer in chat box now. Okay. I will wait. Just think, just reflect what we learned since 6:30. So what kind of one change are you going to implement immediately in your subjects now? Are you getting my points? Am I audible to you? Okay, Dr. Vinay Kumar, thank you very much. Practice. Madhuri ma'am, outcome-based learning. Okay. Define the course outcome related to respective subjects. Okay, Himanshi ma'am. Satish Donde sir says just yes. But what yes? I need one action, one change. Add more application level and evaluate level as per the Bloom's taxonomy. That's good, Pooja ma'am. Dr. Abhinandan says inclusion of Bloom's BTLs based questions. I will focus on simulations. Okay, that's good. Practical approach. Good. Deepak sir says what? Think for outcome first. Okay. Neelam Power ma'am, active learning strategies by case studies. Okay. More practical approach than theoretical. learn about the AI system. Use of AI in teaching and learning. Okay, PBL, that's good. Dr. Satish sir created the question also in questions, but here names are not recorded. Okay. 3D application, formative assessment, AI approach. Dr. Rajesh sir, bridging the gap. Okay, I will focus on outcome from the lectures and use of AI. Okay, that's good. Okay, Satish sir, students effective learning techniques, experiential learning. That's very nice topic, Dr. Praful, you have taken. Okay, so my dear friends, I'm really thankful to you, but still it is not the end of our session. I need to just stop the sharing first. Okay, and then I have to share the another window. So I will show you how to follow the roadmap which I have given to you. Just check me. I want to check. Just give me a 1 minute. I know it's time for dinner. You know, I also feel the hungry means you are also feeling the hungry, but still you are showing the interest to be in this session. I really thankful to each and everyone. Though the session is lengthy, but still you are in my sessions. So let me share the screen first. Once again.
Participants are giving a lot of feedbacks. I think really appreciate.
Okay. Just confirm, sir, whether my chat GPT screen is visible.
Yeah, visible, sir, visible. You can go ahead.
Okay. So, dear friends, our first part is over already. That is, PCI has given the course. Now we have to refine our course outcome. So for that purpose, I will paste one prompt here. Okay. And with the
Can you
prompt,
share on
I have
WhatsApp
to
also?
upload.
Can you share on WhatsApp so that everybody can get WhatsApp also? Share. Yeah.
Later, I will share. Later, I
Okay,
will
I'll
share.
share. I'll share in
No
WhatsApp.
issue. Okay. So with this prompt, what I have asked to the AI, you are the experts in OBE. You have to scan the complete course syllabus and CO, isn't it? So I have to upload the COs and syllabus also. Okay. Then I have given the task number 1. You can see here task number 1. What task number 1? Examine the uploaded course syllabus, review the existing course outcome, map each CO against the syllabus units. Okay, that is step number 1. Now, step number 2, I have given to the chat GPT. Step number 2, gap and redundancy evaluations. Identify topics not covered by existing COs, means which topics is not covered by the COs. Overlapping or repetitive COs. Sometimes COs are repetitive. Some COs are vague, non-measurable, or poorly aligned, isn't it? Or missing a Bloom's taxonomy progression like this. So provide a brief analysis. Then step number 3, CO redesign. Rewrite the CO course outcome so that they are being with the valid Bloom's action verbs, which are student-centered, which are smart and concise. That is single line statement. That is easy to understand like this. So I have given stepwise, the instruction to the chat GPT. Also given the constraints, that is generate 4 to 6 COs only. Each CO must start with the measurable Bloom's verbs, contains only one measurable competencies, be assessment oriented, be easy for the students to understand like this. Okay. So once I have given all these things to the, chat GPT, then I will upload a syllabus. Okay, I have already make the syllabus in word format or text format. That is what the chat GPT can able to PDF is also easily readable to the ChatGPT, but each and every terms cannot be read properly. So here I have uploaded the syllabus. Then I will just hit the enter button or send the prompt. See here now, it will analyze the syllabus. It will analyze the COs, and they will give me the proper, the output. Just I have get the upgrade for the ChatGPT for the plus version for 1 month. That's why it will take too much time, because thinking is more now for the upgraded version. But if I'm using the Go version, it will give you within 10 seconds. 10 seconds is more than sufficient to give the the things. See here. Now output gets started. They have given me the part 1, that is CO coverage. You can see here, CO coverage. They have found out the gap in not program outcomes, gap in what? CO with the content, CO with content, and remark like this. Okay, so analytical summary they have given. Now they have given me the revised course outcome. They have given me 6 course outcome now. You can see here now. The 6 course outcome with BTL levels now. Now I have to use this revised course outcome for the COPO mapping. So I will copy that and I will keep it in my Word file. Okay. Or I will directly put here the revised CO, and I will paste it. Then I will paste the second prompt for the COPO mapping and gap analysis. And for that purpose, I have to upload the program outcomes, because already we have uploaded the syllabus, but program outcomes yet we have not provided. So we have to provide the program outcomes. So I'm going to provide the program outcomes. So what I have did, I have performed first step, that is refining of the CO. I have not added the 10% because during the online demonstrations, we don't have that much of time to give the refinement validation steps. You have to perform yourself validations, finalize the CO, and you have to upload the COs with the POs for the COPO mapping. And I have given the structured prompt to the ChatGPT to perform the COPO mapping, gap analysis, and gap fulfillment strategies, everything with justification statement. And I am going to send the prompt. Now you can see it started to think. Okay. They have started to think, I will map all the program outcomes, not only PO1 to PO5 from the sample format. Okay. See here, mapping is done. Mapping is completed with 3, 2, 1 dash also, with the proper justifications. Okay. Now this is just the logics behind this COPO mapping is the AI. You don't use as it is properly. You have to add your own, the expertise for this purpose. Here they have given the PO wise analysis. Okay. For each PO, what they have think that what is the coverage, high coverage, so identify gap. No, there is no any kind of recommendation. See here, the PO number 4, they have given the properly. There is low coverage, that is modern tool, AI and digital competencies, low coverage. So limited direct use of digital tools like this. Limited direct use of digital tools, AI simulations and analytical software. And here they have given the recommendations or to fulfill the gap. See here. Use pH calculators, titration simulations, virtual limit state demonstration, or AI assisted learning tasks. If you performing this, it will okay. Means you have to give some projects, some like this activity based on this, that is active learning strategy to fulfill the gap like this. Okay, so here gap fulfillment strategy also they have given. Okay. Here for PO5, what they have mentioned, assign the mini literature review on impurities, radiopharmaceutical safety, or pharmaceutical applications of inorganic compound. So my dear friends, you can create one assignment based on this. Okay. So now I will copy this PO5 gap fulfillment strategy, paste in ChatGPT. Okay, and I will write it here. You can see the live typing now. I am chatting with the ChatGPT. What? Create an assignment based on above suggestion and create proper guidelines to students for this. Also create rubrics for 15 marks having 5 criteria in bracket each for 3 marks. I will hit the enter. So they have started to create the assignment. They have given me the assignment title, that is mini literature review on pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry. Assignment type, total marks 15, submission format hard written or type report. In learning purpose, course outcome, whatever it may be, you have to change it later ones. Okay. Student guidelines, they also given the guidelines, and see here the rubrics. They have created the rubrics for 15 marks. This is how you can use a ChatGPT wisely to plan your, the teaching and learning process. So internal assessment, you have to create the rubrics, document evidence is there. Students will have the rubrics in their hands, means they have to find out the relevance to selected topics like this. Okay. Yes, Pooja ma'am, I will share it in tomorrow morning. No issue, because nothing. I will keep it with me. I'm a very good, a fan of sharing is caring. So I always share my things with you, but I will never share with my PowerPoint presentations. Okay, because the ready-made PowerPoint presentations, someone may have misuse of that things. That's why I will not share the PowerPoint presentations. So this is how you will be able to create a good quality of the curriculum documents for your subjects. So I will try up to my best. I know it's more than 2 hours now. It's completely 8:33. So I'm really, really thankful to each and everyone in this meeting. Still the 98 people are there. So once again, I'm thankful to respected Kuchekar sir.
Thank you, sir.
And Satish sir for providing me the platform.
Excellent, excellent.
I have tried up to my best, though I am teaching to the diploma field, diploma faculty, but still you have given me the chance to have the, to collaborate with the B.Pharm faculty members. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I really express sincere thanks, sir, on the behalf of Dr. B.S. Kuchekar, sir, and B.S. Council of Research and Education, Pune team. So your session is very insightful, very informative, sir, and really will extend our collaboration with you for upcoming, the 5 days workshop. We are planning comprehensive workshop in last month of, maybe third week of July that we are planning. Probably I'll ask all the participants to, you can also join and register, and you can get the more knowledge and you can empower yourself. So now over to Dr. B.S. Kochekar, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant. Really excellent presentation you made here. I saw the responses from the audience. They are also happy. And my dear participants, thank you very much. Till 8:35, instead of 8:35 minutes more we have taken, and still you are here. So it shows your enthusiasm to learn more and more about this COPO, COPO mapping, OBE, and also AI related things. So thank you once again on behalf of BS Council of Education and Research. Just Dr. Satish has told you, we are planning to conduct 5 days workshop in third week or second week of July. So if you want or your friends want to join that, you ask them to join. Thank you so much. Anything else from Satish sir?
Yes, sir. I'll share the certificate to Dr. Just a minute. Just
Yes,
let
one
me share
representative certificate. One representative
certificate to the sir. Yeah, this is the
we are
certificate
going
for
to
Prashant
send it.
Aragade, sir, as a speaker.
Aragade, okay.
So we would like to extend sincere thanks to Dr. Prashant, sir, for your great initiative and your great knowledge to the audience. So on behalf of BS Council of Education and Research, Pune team, and Dr. B.S. Kochekar, sir, as the director, we offer you this certificate of participation as well as a resource person, as a speaker for this very important 2 days workshop. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your all the supports and cooperations. And we extend similar cooperation in future.
Within a week, we are going to distribute the certificates online to other participants also. Okay.
So we'll get a certificate within maybe next week. We are sending certificate on the email as well as on WhatsApp group as a Google Drive. Okay. So thank you once again, all the participants. If any questions are there, probably we are always there on WhatsApp. We just share your feedback, your feedback from already share. You just give your feedback, your improvements, anything, suggestions for our team, so that we can extend our support to all of you. Thank you once again, and good night. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Let us sign off.
Thank you. Can you just put on the camera? If 1 minute, we'll take one photograph if possible. All of you, please. Can you just camera put on? Just one second. I can take some picture over here.
Saroj ma'am has raised the hand.
Okay. Any questions, madam, from your side, so that you can take questions, so I can take photograph also. If possible, put on the camera. Otherwise, okay, not an issue. It's not compulsory. Yeah, I know it's time for lunch. Sorry, dinner. Everybody's waiting for dinner. Yeah, please, ma'am.
Just I thank you for this FDP, and especially for the Kochekar sir. Just I one note. If like say people acquiring the knowledge alongness is not enough, but the true growth and the development happen when the knowledge is applied effectively for the benefit on the individual as well as the society level also. So that particularly part done by the Kochekar sirs on well. So thank you so much, sir. According to this FDP, we just got the different knowledge, and we also implement according to that the new syllabus, which is just get put up by that the PCI. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Sarika madam. Thank you, madam, for your comments. Yeah. Anyone would like to speak something? Yeah, and you would like to have any questions? Maybe we'll have questions, not an issue. But you can also connect with us. We are always available on WhatsApp group. This group will be active for next 2-3 months. We are not closing the groups, so definitely we'll answer any questions are there. Certainly. Yeah, you can join the WhatsApp group. Already I have shared the link on that. Even email also I have shared. Yeah, please. Yeah, Pawar sir, please.
Good evening, sir. Sir, since COVID pandemic period, I meet these two persons. That first one is the Argade sir, and second one is the Satish sir. And another is one that Sheikh sir also. These three are my tech guru since COVID time. I always inspire from you, sir, because of you always come with something new ideas from your that Babaji ka pitara. Every time you that particularly inspire as well as the that particularly surprise us new things, and that is the inspiring for all of us to always encouragement and to do something new things in our teaching field. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Sir.
And also thank you to Kuchekar sir for arranging such type of FDP.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your comments and feedback, sir. We are always there to empower faculty with this AI skill. Always there. I think I can see Devnath sir would like to speak something, sir. Yeah. Okay, not an issue. Okay, participant. I think it's a time to close the just give the concluding things. Already we have learned a lot of things. So the journey is never ended. So we have a lot of things we are there to learn. Probably we are coming with a lot of many initiatives like workshop coming. Dr. Prashant sir also coming with so many initiatives. He has taken a lot of workshop till now. So that knowledge certainly will be helpful to all the participants. So thank you once again to all participants for your active participation, and we look forward similar support cooperation so that we can empower every day. That's lifelong learning is very important. As Dr. Prashant sir already talked about lifelong learner.